What's one of the best ways to find motivated sellers, to find great real estate deals for wholesaling houses where your cash or credit doesn't matter? Text messaging, aka text to flip.com. Now, this is an update video because the platform that will allow you to generate deals has been updated. Let me throw some powerful numbers at you. Did you know 90% of text messages are read in the first 3 seconds of receiving that text message? Powerful. Did you know 98% of the text messages are read by the recipient? Did you also know there's a 35% response rate to text messages as the date of this particular video? So what I'm going to show you is how to set it all up from A to Z so you know what you need to do. Stand by. Let's get it.
Flip man, it's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Get that bag.
Hello guys, this is Ty, aka the Flip Man. Texttoflip.com. This is an update video from a previous video on the actual service of using text messaging to find great real estate deals. At the end of the day, this is where it all boils down to. Number one, finding the deal, determining if it is a great deal, putting it under contract, and flipping that contract to a cash buyer. That's why your cash or credit doesn't matter when you're wholesaling real estate, and in this case, wholesaling houses. So, as I mentioned in the opening, the reason text messaging works so well, which I'm sure everybody's watching this video right now, does text messaging. You know, I'll be shocked if someone put a comment there and say, "Oh, I don't do text," or whatever. This is probably not for you did. Well, that doesn't mean that. Just because I don't participate, so that doesn't mean it's not a good service to use or a good idea, or whatever. But with that being said, 90% of text messages are read within the first 3 seconds of receiving it. 98% of the text messages received are read by the recipient. And 35% response rate. That's just unbelievable whenever you start talking about advertising and marketing to a certain group of people. So what you're going to learn here is I'm going to take you through 3 phases. We're going to go to dealerator.com to build a list. I'm a reseller of PropStream. You get a discount there if you don't have the service. Then we're going to go over to skiptoflip.com, a reseller of Skip Vault. You're going to get a discount there just going through skiptoflip.com. Then you get to the text messaging platform, which is texttoflip.com, which I'm a reseller of batch leads. So throughout that process, I'm going to show you, number one, how to build a list, right? Give you the different options on the types of lists you can build. You can build foreclosure lists, pre-foreclosures, auctions, bankruptcies, high equity, free and clear, which is my favorite, failed listings, which is expired listings. So it goes on and on. You can do all of that. All right, once you build the list, now you get over to Skip to Flip to skip trace the list because you need the phone numbers. Next, you get over to the actual text messaging platform through texttoflip.com. And from there, I'll show you how to set it up. It has a tremendous help center, but I'm going to show you the foundation of it, and you can go wild with your own imagination, because at the end of the day, you may do it a little differently than I'll do it, which may be better than what I do it. So, but you just need the tools, and it's up to you on what color you want to paint your house once you have the bucket and the paint, or you may choose the color of the paint, but you get what I mean. Oh, before we get into the training, make sure you subscribe to the channel here, like this, share it. If you think you can help someone else change their financial situation, share all of my videos to help someone else. That's what it's all about. That's one of the reasons why I put out all this free content. So enough of me yapping. Let's get into the training, which is why you're here, on how you can find motivated sellers using text messaging. Okay, so first, we must build your list. So obviously, if you're targeting a certain market, whether it's where you live or located, or if it's outside of your market and you're trying to do some virtual wholesaling, That's going to be up to you on what you're targeting. The purpose of this video is to show you how to build that list once you decide what area, zip, or county you're going to target. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to just target a specific county, right? And show you some of the filters that I use, but you don't have to do that because how you build your list and what you want to build is up to you. So I'm logged into Dealulator, aka PropStream. If you don't have a subscription, you can get the 5-day free trial through Dealulator.com, and then you see the pricing there on the screen. I won't quote it because that may change or whatever. So, all right. So now, what I'll do, I'm just going to choose a county. One of my counties here. I'm on the wrong screen. Jefferson. So what you have to do, you have to put the name of the county, and then the word county, and then the state. And then it should populate here at the bottom. If it doesn't do that, that means you didn't type it in correctly. All right, so I select that. So it's going to pull up all the properties in that county. So while it's doing that, we won't worry about it. We'll go over here to filters. All right, so the first thing you want to do is to choose the type of list that you want to build. All right, so quick list choices. So you can do properties that are on the market, vacant, properties with liens, pre-foreclosures, auctions, bank-owned, cash buyers, high equity, free and clear, bankruptcy, divorce, tax delinquencies, flippers, failed listings. All right, so what I want to do is I want to do free and clear. And I target those because they don't owe anything on the property according to courthouse records as current as it's made available to the public. Because at the end of the day, the hunt is for equity. And if you don't know what equity is, Google it, but I'm gonna try to explain it really quickly. It's basically what the property could be worth to our definition as wholesalers. If the property could be worth $100,000 fixed up and they don't owe anything on it, then the equity is $100,000. But if the ARV, meaning what the property will appraise for fixed up, is $100,000, and they owe $10,000 on the property, then the equity is $90,000. That's subtracting the $10,000 from the $100,000 ARV. All right, but if they owe $90,000 on the property, well, not to confuse you. If they owe $80,000 on the property and it's worth $100 fixed up, then the equity is $20,000, which is the difference between the 80 and the 100,000. All right, so just wanted to make sure you understood why I choose free and clear. Again, you don't have to do that. All right, because high equity will sort of do the same thing, but I just like to choose free and clear. Owner occupied, also known as absentee owners, which means they own the piece of property, but they don't live in it. So I like to go with the properties that they don't live in. It's just a higher percentage or chance that they may be motivated to sell the property that they don't live in, but they do own, for being a tired landlord, too many repairs, on and on and on, or whatever. All right. So now occupancy status. Now, I don't care if it's vacant or not. All right. So some people just totally target vacant. It's probably best to start up here if you're going to do vacants or whatever, and then do owner occupied. Or you could do own. Well, I guess that sort of conflicts, but vacant, and it'll just take care of all of this in here. All right. So now you want to go to property characteristics, the type of properties you want to target. Now, as you see, this tool is really detailed. You can do a lot of different things with it or whatever. It's just unbelievable. I don't know what I was doing before I got access to it 3 years ago. All right. So I'm going to do residential. That's the classification. And then the type is single family. Now, you can see you can do condos, multifamily, 2 to 4 units, 5+ units. You can get all down here, all types of properties, or, residential or commercial, if you go back up there to the classification. But we're going to do single family. All right. So we'll close this. MLS status. I want it to be off market. So that means that the property is not for sale, listed through MLS. But what my definition of off market is, that it's not for sale anywhere online. But for the sake of this video, it means that it's not listed with a real estate agent and it's being marketed everywhere. So I'm going to hit no there. All right. It's the only thing I really care about there. Pre-foreclosure status doesn't matter. All right, so ownership information. So owner type. So I want to target properties where the property is in the person's name and not an entity like a corporation, LLC, mixed or trust or anything. I just want to do individual. The other thing I want to do, I want them to have owned it, which I'll just show you really quick. So this is the list before I do that. So it's 26,671 before I add this one filter. So I'm gonna go back to ownership. I want them to have owned it for, we'll just say 1 year and see what the change looks like. So it reduces it down to 25,000. All right, so, but if I go ahead and change it to, we'll say 5 years. Let's see what it changes it to. Now it reduces down to 21,000. So now I want to go down some more then, because I'm targeting an entire county, not certain zip codes. Let's do 10 years. See what it does. All right, still 19,000. So now with that large of a list, I'm going to go back to I'm going to go back to this ownership information because I'm targeting the entire county. So now I can get even a little bit more detailed and a little more targeted. So I want to say that the owner lives out of state, right? Let's see what the list looks like now. Okay, now it broke it down to 1658. All right, so we'll roll with that. All right, so now I'll go ahead and select this, and you can only download 1,000 at a time. So if you have to do that, then what you have to do is go in here and edit this, and I'll just do it right quick and do 1,000. And so boom, so now it reduces to 1,000. It's going to download 1 to 1,000. All right, so so I'll hit add to list. And then what you have to do, unless you have a list already created, you just add it to an existing list, or if I'm going to create a list. So for the sake of this, I'll go ahead and create a list, and we'll do, I like to, so I can find it easy. Let me do a couple spaces, a star, do that, and then I'll put in here just 00020. All right, Jeff County. All right, boom. So hit save. So boom, so it saved that 1,000. So now what you would do is you go here to my properties. And remember guys, like down here at the bottom, I don't know if you're aware, but we have the great app now that it won't do this, but it'll do a lot of things when you're out there in the field, or just unbelievable app. So let me go ahead and try to find the list now that I just created. Where is it? There it is. Boom. No, that's not. That's not it. Where is it? 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 Okay, there it is. Boom. All right. Okay, now this is important. Whenever you get ready to download the list, this will help people that are not familiar with Google Sheets. Okay, so what you'll do is you're gonna go over here to your cog here, the little wheel right here, and you're going to only select what you're showing here. The address, city, state, zip, that's it. Owner 1, first name, owner 1, last name. Mailing address, mailing city, mailing state, mailing zip. Boom, that's all you need. So everything else on all of these, you're going to uncheck. As you see, mine are already unchecked because I have this saved as default. So all of these you're going to uncheck, right? Okay, so boom. All right, now I use this as a default. It's name seller 1. So what you would want to do if you want to use it as a default, you go up here to new layout, and then you just name it and then hit save and apply. All right, boom, apply and save. I'm sorry for the default. All right, so every time you do a list, then you can do different types of lists, because you may want to do one just for cash buyers and you'll have it saved differently or whatever. But normally when you're trying to skip trace, those are the fields that only need to be selected. So now what you'll do is you'll go over here and you'll select all, and then you'll hit export. All right, so once you actually export something, which I'll show you, I'll go ahead and export this list. All right, so you get that message. So now it downloads. All right, so show in folder, and I'll open it with Microsoft Excel. Okay, so now you see here, it only downloaded what we wanted. All right, so it's ready for skip tracing. So now we'll get ready to go to the skip tracing part of this. So if you need to go back and watch all of this, which I have other videos on it, but this is how you actually build your list using Digulator, aka PropStream. If you don't have it, you can get the 5-day free trial to build your list. So boom. So we'll get over to skip tracing. You need to get the phone numbers for your actual list. Okay, so now you'll get over here to skip2flip.com for your skip tracing. All right, so you get logged in here. You sign up for it, get logged in. And you can do single skip tracing just on one person. You just need their name, the property address you're skipping, and the mailing address. And you go through the process just through the prompts. But we're doing a large file. So you hit upload, and then you select your file. Let me go here and find the file that I just did. So boom. All right, so now you will go ahead and select each field. Well, what we got here? So owner first name, owner last name. The address means property address, property city, property state, property zip, property mailing address, mailing city, mailing state, mailing zip. Right, then you hit next. All right, hit next again. Then you will put in your card information. You hit next, and boom, it'll create your file. Once you do that, you'll go back to your pending orders. And no, I don't have any. Let me go back to all orders. So you'll go to pending orders, then it'll go into this mode right here. So once you see the file, then you hit here, that, and then you'll just select download. And so once you download the file itself, it'll have all the skip numbers. So now it's time to go over here to the text messaging platform you'll access through Text2Flip. Okay, so now we're at text2flip.com, and you'll select I'm ready for more leads. And it'll take you here to the actual tool itself, which is batch leads. And first thing you have to do is you have to establish the markets and your actual phone number. So you have to do your actual setup before you set up your actual campaign. All right, so so now what we'll do is we'll go up here to settings. All right, so this window opens up, and the area that you're going to focus on is down here. Phone manager, your SMS tabs, the quick replies, the NC manager, and the markets. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to set up your markets. So you select market, all right, and you want to hit add new. So you go ahead and select your state. Say we selected Alabama, which is where I am. I already have Birmingham. Say if I was going to do Mobile, all right. So I would add the market, and you want to put a forwarding number where your calls are going to go to. So 205-492-3425, and then you hit add market, all right. Okay, so I'm gonna cancel that out. So you see the ones I have here. All right, so now you want us to go to your phone manager. All right, so now you want to purchase phone numbers for whatever particular market. So you select your market, which it should populate what you already have, and the number of phone numbers. So you want to do the minimum of 20, obviously. And it may take, as I said, 1 to 10 minutes to to pick up those numbers, those to actually be applied to your account. All right. So now, once you have that done, you then want to set up your SMS templates. Now, a lot of this is going to be done through the help center, because the thing is, we can't have everybody saying the same exact thing. So they're just going to give you a template on what you should say, and you put it on into your own words or whatever, because we're trying to stay compliant with the FCC, which is so important or whatever, and try to limit the negative words like seller and property, investor, and all that. The initial text message can't include any of those things. But if you go over here to help, and this is where you're going to go, because I'm just giving you just the foundation on how to use this. It's a very simple tool. Don't be afraid of it, because you may not be that of a techie, I guess you would say, but the help is here to make sure you can get it done or whatever. So what you'll do is you'll go over here to help, and then you hit the help center, visit our help and training center. It's going to take you over here, and you want to scroll down here to the text messaging part of it, and it's going to answer all of your questions on setting up the templates, also your actual your quick replies. And what the quick replies are just things that are just always being said to the seller over and over again. As you see, I have a number of them in here, but all of that will be available in the help center. All right. So now, assuming that we have all of that set up, so now we're going to go over here to campaign to set up a campaign. All right. And so you hit create new campaign, and then you want to name it. So we'll just name it Flipman campaign. And then you want to select the market. So I'll select Birmingham. And then you'll choose whether it's you or whoever, whatever users, or maybe a VA or a partner. You'll choose them right here in this area right here. And then if you have Podio, it'll push to that email, and it'll go into that CRM system if you have it. So you hit create campaign, and then it asks you, do you want to upload your contacts? So that comes from the list that you just skip traced. So what you'll do is you'll select yes, and then you'll go find that list. So I have a list right here ready to go. All right, and then you'll hit the blue button here. Once it loads, it'll turn blue. So now it's automatically going to select the first name, last name, the property address, property city, property state, property zip code, and then the 3 mobile numbers that came from the skip tracing. All right, so then you will hit submit. I already have this list uploaded, so I'll hit cancel on that. All right, and then once it's submitted, then it's going to take a moment for it to load. Then you'll go over here back to campaigns, and you'll see that list in there. So once a list is actually loaded, what you do is then you simply hit resume to start your list. So I'll just do this one that we've almost completed right here. And what happens is to show you your stats there, right? And up here is where you're going to actually be sending out your messages. And so I'm just going to go ahead and say we only have a few left in this particular campaign. So I'm going to go ahead and just send them out. And what makes this compliant is not a blast. You're actually sending these out individually. As you see, it has that person's name, the target property, and then the message over here that's going to be sent, right? Okay, so once I do that, it sends one. So it doesn't take long. You probably only send 100, 200 throughout a day. Some people send 1,000 or whatever. I'm just saying you got to have the manpower for the response, because they're going to come in fast and heavy or whatever. Now I'm going to get replies back on this that I probably don't want or whatever. You know, you just never know, but that's part of it. You're going to get all types of crazy replies on this stuff, like how did you get my number, F off, I'm going to call the police, all of that. But trust me, this system is FCC compliant. The law is on your side. That's why you're sitting here clicking one after another. So just imagine, to click 50 times, it only is going to probably take you 30 seconds to click 50 times. Okay, so once you do that, you'll go over here, because you may want to do 50 in the morning, say around 10 or so, and then maybe 50 in the evening between maybe 4:30 and 6:30 in the evening or whatever. Or you may do 100 in the morning or what, just whatever your number is, up to you. If you got the manpower, you can do 500 in the morning and 500 in the evening. That's totally up to you or whatever. I'm just telling you, they're going to respond quickly, so you just need to be prepared to handle all of those responses, because some people are going to want to get on the phone, which is the purpose. All right, so what we'll do here, so I just only sent out one because I wanted to show you how it worked or whatever. So we'll go over here to our inbox. Now, in the inbox, you'll see here the way it's actually set up. Over here to the left is your actual responses and the actual conversation with the actual individual. If I scroll up, you can see how the initial message came in and said, "Who is this?" It said, I work for We Buy Houses, who are local Birmingham investors looking for rental properties. How much did you get my postcard? Don't think so. Okay, so that's this person here was contacted multiple times. That's why those messages look that way. So so he said, "I don't think so." He keeps responding back. What did it say? So we need to actually reply to that one. That one came in a couple of days ago. Okay, so so if I wanted to reply to this, I could go to my actual quick replies down here, and I could select one of them from here. You can do the positive, neutral, negative, ask the seller, plan questions, ask for offer. This is all that we set up, but again, all of that is available through the help center. All right, and so when we hit a quick reply, you just make sure it's responding to what they're asking. All right, so now since we only responded, this was a couple of days ago since we responded, which not good or whatever. We probably need to be a little bit more personal how we send this one here. All right, but so I want to go through these right here. So this guy here, because he's responding, it may be considered a warm lead or whatever. Hot lead is someone that wants to sell and the price probably sounds like it's in your ballpark. A warm lead is someone like this guy. He is at least seems like he's interested in hearing what we got to say. Not interested is simply that they're not interested or whatever. So that goes on that particular list. And then DNC, that means someone, you got the wrong number, don't ever call me again, blah, blah, blah. You definitely want to put them there. All right, and then verified owner. If they indicate in any form that they are the actual owner, you definitely want to always select this button that turns green, because that'll let us know that the information is accurate. Now over here to the right is the information on the property and the owner itself, right? And just all the general information about the total assessed value, the lot size, number of bedrooms and baths, just everything is over here to the right. The phone numbers that we have available for them, it's all right here over to the right. Now, if you want to do a map viewing of the property, you can do that. As you see here, you can blow that up if you want. Go back down, okay? All right, so it's great. And you can add notes right here. You can put tasks here for follow-up for your people and who you want to assign it to or whatever. So that's great. It's really a CRM built into a marketing system at the same time. Now here you can actually select individual campaigns. Right now just set to all incoming messages. All right, and you can select individual users right here. You can look for date range right here. You can actually clear it. And up here, if you only just want to look at the hot leads, you can just do that and it'll pull up the hot leads. The warm leads, if you want to do that, it's just going to only pull up the warm leads, not interested, follow up, everything. So all of it can be accessed there. As you can see, their phone number is right there. The person's name is right here or whatever. So that's it, guys. So I can go on and on with this, but the help center is going to answer most of your questions. You have to get in here. This, as of the date of this video, is probably the most effective way to find deals for the price and how fast you can get going. You can literally get up and going with this in one day. I can't stress that anymore. So digulator.com to help build your list, skip to flip to get phone numbers for your list to text, and then text to flip to actually get into this platform, which is as some reseller of batch leads. So it's all here. We're always trying to keep you updated to the most recent technology to try to get checks in your hands, which is the name of the game. And this is one of the inexpensive, most effective ways of doing it. So, boom, I hope this helps. Make sure for building your list, dealator.com, skip trace your list, skip to flip, and for the text messaging, text to flip.com. So I hope this helps. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this, and please share it to help someone else change their financial situation. And as I always say, we'll see you on the flip side.
Flip man, it's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Get that bag.